let's talk private school evaluations for a moment. Private school evaluations are evaluations that often are necessary to be able to give a student support in the private school environment. So remember, if you go to a private school, you are not a part of the school district. A school district can still assess you, but you are your own independent. So that means that if your student has any sort of a disability, the private school does not have to give you any sort of accommodations or supports unless they do have a program for that or they are willing to do that. Now, I will tell you, in my 25 years of being a psychologist, I have seen that a lot of private schools are adding in wonderful supports for students with any sort of disability within the private school setting. So that has been a massive benefit. And where I see a lot of private schools are heading is in the direction of supporting students no matter what their needs. But most of the private schools are going to want you to have an evaluation. And if you do not have an evaluation, a lot of them will not supply any sort of extra accommodations or support. So part of what we do is we do a lot of private school evaluations, which basically means we are assessing private school students for specific learning disabilities and looking at dyslexia, dyscalculia. We're looking at more of the high-functioning autistic students. We're looking at students that have a lot of attention issues like ADHD and those kinds of things. So what we're doing is we do a full, thorough assessment. We come up with the diagnoses, and then you can take, and then we write this wonderful report with lots of recommendations and kind of a roadmap as to what's next, what you should be doing. And then you can take that to the private school, and the private school can then put them on some sort of an assistance plan that will allow them to be able to get the support they need in their private school environment. So what's beautiful about that is a lot of the students are able to get extra time on tests, and it also can lay the foundation for extra supports for the SATs and ACTs and those kinds of things as well. So that is typically a private school route that a lot of people are, we test for all the time. We have a ton of private school students, and we do a lot of assessments for private schools. So keep that in mind.